Hey guys, what's up? If I sound sick today, it's because I think I'm getting a little sick, but that's okay. So, first of all, today's video, I had trouble. I wanted to do something from Japan before I go into like the rest of my life just cuz Japan, I have a lot of stories. I just couldn't think of any. So, I thought about this one thing which I will tell you. So, basically, in Japan, I moved there when I was in 2nd grade. This little tiny thing. And we lived in these towers, like 10-story towers, and I lived on the 2nd floor. I even made a little rhyme for it. It was 2nd floor star door because my mom had made this little metal star on the door. That was my thing. So I used to ride my bike around. I used to ride my bike to school. Like, that's how close I was. And all the areas around us were also towers. So it's just like tower, 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 tower. Bunch of towers. But they're not like ugly towers. Like, each tower had a little daycare thing right below it. At least most of them did. And huge trees and bushes. I actually have a picture, but I can't show you because I don't know how to edit for cred. But basically, 10-story towers that were kind of tan. All of them had their own little balcony. You could also go out onto the roof if you wanted, like anybody. And they have, in the front, they have an area of just like you can go underneath the tower and pull in your car if you have to drop something off. And below, which was like my favorite part, there's a basement, and they each had like their own separate little bins, like glass bin, metal bin, plastic bin, and just a circle of bins. And then you'd come over to the back side of it, and there'd be a vending machine and a donating pile. So like, we got some really cool stuff from that donating pile. I was obsessed with it because some people would just leave these nice toy sets there, like that they were done with, and I just it was fun for a little. What? How old was I? Like an 8-year-old. It was just fun for me to go exploring in the stuff people didn't want. I'm not very girly, but I mean, it was just fun to like look at all this stuff. Well, not old people, but people left that were old, that like old stuff they left. So yeah, they had a basement where like the tower looped around, so you could like come around and go underneath the basement and come back up the other side of the tower to the back of the tower. And every day in Japan, I don't remember what time, but every day in Japan, they would have the echoing of like the national anthem, and everyone was supposed to stop because we lived on a base, so that's what you're supposed to do on a base. But yeah, just trying to set up the setting. So, in the back of the building, right where like this went up, so you could go underneath to go to the basement, there was a blocked off area. So like here, there's this concrete wall goes up super high. I used to climb that thing like it was nothing. I used to be going like 20 feet up off the ground, just climbing up concrete that was like, you can't really see, like this thick. It wasn't like super thick, but I was also super tiny, so I could just crawl up it. And I thought it was so cool, and I was always so scared of falling, but like I never did, obviously. I think most of my brain cells are still intact. Anyway, so behind that, where you're supposed to climb up, there's a fence blocking off these trees and just like this old area, and it was so fun. And we obviously weren't supposed to go back there, but we did. And we made it into like a clubhouse because like all the bushes in Japan that were around my tower were hollowed out. So I made those into clubhouses too. I'd go around and collect these little like trinkets and put them in. And but yeah, so I had a lot of clubhouses around there. And that back part was probably our favorite part because we weren't supposed to be back there. So every day we'd just like hang out back there or go around to the soccer field that's across from us. It was just like a really fun experience. And with the bushes, actually, right before I left Japan, I met this girl. I don't remember anything about her, but she had just moved. And every day after school, we'd ride the elevator up to get to our house. So I remember she was riding in the elevator with us. And me and her, just like the last week I was staying there, we just became friends. And she actually made me, those like rainbow looms? She made me like a panda one. Super cute. I actually still have it, but it did break, but I still have it, and I really don't remember anything about her. I just remember we were really good friends. we were such good friends that I left her all of my bush sports. I had some cool stuff in there. It's just so fun. Like, I can't explain to you how fun it's just super fun to me to think about, even because I know how fun it was to collect that stuff. I would ride around on my bike all day just looking for little treasures or straps or shoelaces or cans or something. Except they weren't even cans. Like, I actually got good stuff. Like, I thought it was good. I got like wires and cords, and then since the bushes were hollowed out, I was able to walk through, have the hollowed out inside, and I could hang my little trinkets on the bush branches inside of it. And I just turned it into like a whole system, and all my friends would go in there with me. It was so fun. And during the winter, actually, it snowed so much that these older boys, I don't remember how old, but they built an igloo that you could actually climb in and stuff. Bless me. And it was only big enough for like you to slide under there. Like, you couldn't stand up. It was like as big for your body to go under. But it was so cool. Like, the neighborhood I grew up in besides Kanab, like after Kanab, was just amazing because you lived in around all these towers, first of all. So there's plenty of people in there. Second of all, the school was literally far enough that I could just walk across to it because I lived in an airbase, so it's not like the schools could be far apart. And, because it's an airbase, you can't have it like super big. And just everything was so close, and I could ride my bike wherever I wanted on the airbase. That's how safe it was. Like, it's an airbase, for crying out loud. Like, I could go to the convenience store and then it was just so fun. And yeah, I know tonight's story isn't exactly something specific. I just wanted to give details about Japan so in the future when I actually tell stories, it'll be good. And I did put mini stories in here because I did want to do this as a story time and not something else, which is why I told the story about my bush forts and stuff. But ultimately, I just think Japan is still a great place. Has absolutely amazing people, and it's just so beautiful. Like, they have a library with like a koi fish pond across from it. It's just literally the most beautiful place I've ever been, and probably one of the most beautiful places I will ever be. So, if you guys are old enough, you should probably check out Japan because it's lit. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this background video story thing. And if you do like it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below what you want to hear from me, because I'll do it probably, if it's not illegal. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time.